Hey everybody, it's Amanda. I am in my less than perfect kitchen here in this 1966 single wide in Oregon, and we are going to be making loaded stuffed potatoes tonight. I'm just going to be using everything that I have from the food pantry. I have tons of things that I need to use up. So we're using potatoes, and then I'm also having a struggle putting these gloves on. I have a clean cutting board and knife. And then I also wanted to let you guys know that some of this stuff I've already used to make dinner once before already. So I'm trying to stretch every single dollar that I have, and I'm utilizing our resources by going to the food pantry. Now, I do know that these bell peppers have a hole in the side of the bag. That's okay because I did that and it didn't come that way. I was trying to pack down the ice that was on that and I busted it open. Also, I have salt and pepper, and then I have this bag of cheese that I need to use. I also have this Daiya cheese. I did get this from Grocery Outlet too for $1. So if Jordan wants me to use this because he needs a break from dairy tonight, we'll definitely use this. And if not, that's okay. But we do have a little bit left in this bag that we need to use first. I have been using this bag of mozzarella cheese all week. I needed to use it up for my freezer. We've been making pizzas and calzones. Also, I was told to add this thing of corn into that, so we'll do that. This was 2 pounds of ground beef. I've already used it to make tacos. We'll probably get 3 meals out of this one. If you saw my last food pantry haul, then you saw some of these items that were from that particular food pantry. This thing of bacon came from my freezer, and I just wanted to use it up because it's been in there for a while. Jordan already defrosted it, so we were going to just add that on top of the loaded potatoes. So I'm going to let you know that this is also vacuum sealed. It's not going to leak all over the place. It hasn't even been opened. We're going to start by poking some holes in the top of our potatoes because we're going to put some oil and seasonings on them to bake them in the oven and wrap them in tin foil. But we don't want our potatoes to explode because that would be really bad. That would be really bad. Don't be doing that. Poke holes in your potatoes. While our potatoes are baking in the oven at 450 degrees, I'm going to go ahead and chop up some onions, and I'm going to prepare myself for the next steps of this process because this is a process and you always have a job to do. I will say that I haven't made something like this in a really long time, and I'm not going to lie to you. I am not going to be eating this tonight. I have been having some stomach issues and I wanted to give myself some grace and a break from eating, stuff like this. So I'm going to have something pretty plain for dinner, but the guys wanted a regular mama meal from me. To pre-season this on my cutting board, but I'm going to because I have a kiddo talking to me and I want to make sure that I don't forget. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all in here and I'm going to be sauteing this up. The bacon onto this sheet. I know it's a pizza pan, but I cannot for the life of me find the cookie sheet. I don't know what these guys did when they did some dishes this last few rounds, but I'm like, guys, I love you dearly, but please find that cookie sheet because your mama's going to need it to be making some dinner. So this is what we have to work with, and we're using what we can because we always do what we can with what we've got because it's all we have to work with. And it's okay. I do have some extra bacon. I'm going to freeze that. I'm going to take my gloves off and then we are going to check on our veggies. And I have clean hands, so I am going to saute the rest of this up. I really want it to have that golden brown color, and I want the onions to sweat down. I went ahead and had Jordan take out the bacon because it was officially done. Some of you save your bacon grease, but I do not. I don't ever use it. I don't even know what I would use it for. And so I drained that into a little can that I have underneath my sink, and we're going to chop up the bacon. So we did. We chopped up the bacon. I didn't show that part. I know, I'm sorry. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the finished baked potatoes. They look amazing. Now you want to poke them to make sure that they're done. And then I am going to struggle bust this very hot potato onto the cutting board. Now you definitely could let them cool, but I'm not that smart. I didn't do it. I didn't let it cool down. I know I should have, but I keep getting asked, when is dinner? How soon are we going to be eating? Is it almost done? So I'm going to show you that I'm going to peel off this very hot top, and I am going to let that steam come out. I eventually will let this sit. I know I'm struggling hard here, but I'm going to add the innards of the potato into this bowl. I know some of you guys probably don't like how I say that, but it is what it is. We're going to gut the potato and we're going to put the potato innards into the bowl with butter and a little bit of milk, salt, and pepper. Okay, so I'm just poking holes into this to make sure that it is cooked all the way. And it is. We're fine. We're good. We're good. We can go on to the next. And because I'm ADHD and I got distracted, I already mashed up the potatoes. So I took the innards out. I put a little bit of butter, milk, salt, and pepper, smashed it all up and put them on the inside. And now I'm going to put the bacon on top of the potatoes. And I want to try to use as much of this bacon as possible. I will likely pick at it a little bit myself, but I want it all to be used on the potatoes. Now, working in restaurants, I'm very used to cooking bacon on a baking sheet, so that's just how I do mine. I am going to add the ground beef onto the top. Now, this is already pre-seasoned with a little bit of taco seasoning, some onion and garlic powder as well. So I am just going to add a plentiful of meat on top, and then we can use the rest of that for another meal. I know 3 meals out of 2 pounds of ground beef for our family is a good deal. Yep. So I'm going to add the veggies on the top. Now, I will say I forgot. My youngest asked me not to put the veggies on top of his, but I did anyway. So sorry about that, little piggy. That was my mind thinking that they all needed to look uniform and have all the goodness on the top. Okay. So we talked about the cheese and we decided against this. We said, no, we're not using that. We're just going to go ahead and utilize the mozzarella cheese because that needs to be used first. We need to use it first. Okay. So I'm just going to put that on the top. As you can see here, I'm putting a plentiful on there because some of it may melt down into the pan and I want as much as possible on top and it to look beautiful. Okay, so there it is. That's the finished product. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that I'm going to pick out this bacon. I'm not going to let it go to waste, and we are officially ready to put this in the oven. Now, I left the oven at 450 degrees. You can put it at whatever temperature you want. Everything's baked and melded together. I'm going to show you the final look of this potato, and we're going to go ahead and cut it in half. Okay, so one more time, I wanted to show you how pretty my potato was, and then I'm going to cut it in half. Okay, so as I cut this, I realized how hot it is and I don't want it to fall apart. But look at how beautiful this potato turned out to be. Yep, it is beautiful. Lots of layers of goodness. Making 3 meals a day at home is a chore, but you know what? It is a labor of love, and you can only use what you can, and you can only do what you can with what you got because it's all you have to work with, and I will see you guys in the next video. This is all of the plated up food. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Bye, guys.